You are tuned in to Kids
In the Pit.
Hey guys, it's Gabe from the Kids in the Pit podcast. Today I'm being I cannot speak. I'm talking way too fast. Okay.
Doing great. You're doing great.
Okay, let me restart that. Hey guys, it's Gabe from the Kids in the Pit podcast. Today I'm being joined by Joey from Cliffdiver. I met you back in 2022, I think December, when you were on tour with Less Than Jake, You Keep Flying, and you guys played Baltimore and Reading, PA.
That was a great show. Yeah, Ram's Head was awesome.
Yeah, they were
I
both awesome.
I
Um,
also had a really good crab grilled cheese while I was in Baltimore, so I'd like to come back.
I've never heard of that, but it sounds good.
Maryland's,
Well, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Um, yeah, then I ran into again a couple weeks ago at Warped Tour when my mom and I did merch. Well, it was mainly you, but I got invited too. We
You
did.
helped. You helped.
I mean, I like got food. It's kind of all I did. I just
Hmm.
went to like the catering and stuff.
You helped load merch and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
You helped put the
you,
tent up.
you
But I
did you
didn't
did some
sell.
work. I saw it. I saw it. You were working.
Yeah, I didn't sell merch. I just helped like load it up and stuff. Yeah. Anyways, our tent. What did I say? It was for Comeback Kid, right? Okay. Yeah. And our tent happened to be right next to your tent. And thanks for letting us use your dolly to get our merch boxes because they were way too heavy.
Of course. Yeah, I love working merch because I love meeting other merch people. So we're always here to support anybody else who's in the struggle.
Yep. So what were some highlights of Warped Tour for you?
Well, it was my first Warp Tour ever. I never got to go when I was your age. My parents wouldn't allow it. You have a really cool mom who takes you to awesome shows. My parents did not let me. So back in like 2002, I got a copy of the Warp Tour compilation, and I was like, man, I want to be a Warp Tour band one day. And then nothing ever happened to it till I was, 20 years later. Then all of a sudden I'm playing Warp Tour and get to play with all my favorite bands. And so that in and of itself was amazing, right? Dream come true. Absolute delight. And then Chiodo's set was pretty incredible. Gideon's set was one of the best things I'd seen. They rule if you haven't listened to Gideon. And then just to see a lot of my friends' bands who also got to play like Kerosene Heights and Carpool and Keep Flying and a couple of the other buddies. It's just an awesome weekend.
Yep. Yeah. Unfortunately, I missed your set. I couldn't make it for some reason, but I bet it was awesome.
It went really well. We had quite a few people there singing along and having a fun time. So you've seen it before. You get the idea. Same thing for the most part.
Yep. Did you catch Keep Flying set?
I didn't get to. No, I was stuck at merch. The rest of the band went though, and they said it was awesome.
Nice.
We had a good problems to have. We had a line for a while, so I couldn't leave the post, and then it started pouring, so we were constantly just moving everything
Yeah,
around, make sure it didn't get soaked.
I
And
remember that. That was not well. It wasn't great when it was raining, but for Keep Flying set, it was beautiful. Like everyone was like singing along. It was just pouring, and like no one really cared. And like John, he put the mic in my face a couple times. It was fun.
John's awesome. I love Keep Flying. I mean, we've got to play so many shows with them. They're some of our dear friends. So I really was bummed not to be able to be there, but nobody else would work. So it had to be me.
Um, but yeah, all the guys in those band, all the guys in that band are really really great.
I agree.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, what do you do in Cliff Diver?
I am one of the two singers in Cliffdiver. It's me and Bree. And we
Nice,
write lyrics and write the songs, write the melodies, all that kind of stuff. Matt, the guitarist, writes most of the music, but I write most of the lyrics. Bree and I do.
nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Um,
fun.
was Bree not at merch at all? Because I don't think I saw her when all
She
you guys.
was she was for a little bit. Whenever Bree's at merch, there's so many people want to come like meet her and talk to her because she's the coolest. And so she comes and goes in shifts, right? Or else the line would be too long all the time waiting for her autograph. So and I think she was pretty worn out after the set. I mean, she destroyed. It was amazing. And so she helps out more than anyone else in the band does. She often runs merch with me.
Nice. Have you guys ever played Warped Tour before, or is this your first one?
This is the first one. Yeah, it went away before we were a band, and we're really thankful we got to play DC, and then we play Long Beach next month. So I'm pumped we
Awesome.
get to do two of them.
Are you guys aren't doing Orlando, right?
Not yet. There's still time. There's still time if Kevin wants to add us, please, Kevin, if you're watching.
Um, yeah, I'd love to play Warped Tour sometime. It like looks awesome. I wonder if they'll keep doing it after the one this year.
I think so. I think they already announced that they're going to do it next year. I just wonder if they're going to keep expanding it. Hopefully, they add more dates next year and
That's my
make it
mom.
more of a tour.
You asked?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I had something in my head, but I forgot it.
Did you put this on? Be funny.
I don't remember, but so we were talking about
Warped Tour.
yeah.
Warped Tour.
Where
Okay.
maybe you do in Orlando.
Oh yeah, I didn't say that, but we might be going to Orlando to sell merch for Comeback Kid again.
Oh, that'd be sick. Comeback Kids, they're so good. They're so talented.
Yep. Maybe we should go to Long Beach too.
No.
Yeah, come on. Come on out. It's summer vacation. It's fine.
Like a 6-hour flight from us.
Oof. That's almost as far as we fly from Chicago to Ireland next week. I'm going with my family, and it's like 7.5 hours. And I was really surprised it wasn't longer.
hmm So wait, are all the dates like kind of equally far from you guys because you're in Oklahoma?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Most of the time, everything is pretty far away from us. And then after Warped Tour, we play Excellency Fest up in Michigan, and then we come back down, and then Riot Fest all the way up in Chicago. So we got to drive anywhere, anytime we play anything.
Wow.
But it's okay. We're central. We can get anywhere.
Yeah, it was a little it was like a little 2-hour drive. It was not bad for us.
Yeah, that's not bad. I love 2 hour. I think it was like a 20-hour drive for us to get to Warped
Wow.
Tour.
Except we left at 5 a.m.
Oh yeah, we left at 5. Wait, so you had to get there early. So did you leave like you must have left the day before, right?
We left 2 days before, or 3 days before, technically. So
Wow.
we left Thursday morning, got to DC Friday night, and then we're at Warped Tour all day Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. I played a show the night before Warped Tour in Reading, Pennsylvania, and got home at 12:30 a.m. And then I woke up at 4:30 a.m. and went to Warped Tour. So
Hey, when you're young, you can rock like that. That's awesome.
yeah.
When you get a little bit older, you're like, "Oh, I just want to take a nap, man." I
missed
played
the
Reading.
show.
Where'd you play in Reading?
It was a like little house venue called a Gnome Hutch.
That's an awesome house venue name. One of my favorite shows we ever played was at a house venue in Atlanta called Bon House, little one-story house, and it was madness. People were crowd surfing and like in a living room. It was pretty cool.
Nice. But yeah, so it was in a basement, and the name was pretty fitting because it was like I'm pretty short and I could barely like I was about to hit my head was about to hit the ceiling.
I've played those shows too.
Yeah.
That's the sign of a true rock and roller, right? If you're
And-
not playing weird basements, you're not really doing it.
Everyone there was short. I guess tall people just weren't really able to get in.
So it's usually the other way around. People persecute short people, but in this instance, it's like, man, if you're over 6 foot, get out of here.
Well, I mean, I bet they were allowed in. They probably just couldn't really fit.
Nah, no, I'm just teasing.
Yep. So what year did Cliffdiver start?
2018. They'd had a bunch of instrumental songs written, and then I auditioned and went out for the band because I was really good friends with Matt, the guitarist. We used to play Fortnite together. So one day he's like, "Man, I need a vocalist," and I was like, "Heck, I'll do it." And the rest is history. And then in 2020 we added Bree, and we've just been having fun ever since. So been about 7 years.
Nice. So since you guys have two singers, do you guys like co-write or do you have one primary singer? Like lyricist, I mean.
Yeah, no, we definitely co-write. Some songs I'll be like, "Hey, I have this whole idea. This is already like this is all my ideas for the song. Here's where I'm singing it in," and then it'll be like, "Okay, which one of us is going to make the song best for this particular moment?" And then she'll have a song where she writes most of it, and then we'll run over it together and be like, "Okay, what if you tried this line instead of this line?" And just continue just to make it as good as possible. I think there's a lot of fluidness between the two of us of just being like, we both want it to be bulletproof. We both want all our lyrics to be great with the other person, and being able to write together has been really nice. I mean, there's some songs that I write all of, and there's some songs that she writes all of, but it really just depends. Most of the time, it's all together, and that makes it a lot more fun.
Nice. Yeah, it'd be a lot easier if I had a co-writer somehow. So like how my writing works, I'm really good at writing lyrics once I have a topic, but I'm really bad at coming up with like topics because
Sure.
I don't know what to write about.
And he hasn't had his heart yet.
Yeah, that comes with time. But no, I totally get that. That's really where I do well at, where I say, okay, this song makes me feel this. Whatever the music is, like, okay, this makes me feel this way. And then let's dive into that feeling. And then you just kind of write 1,000 lines about that feeling. And eventually one of them you'll go, okay, okay. And then you build and build and build. At least that's how it works for me. Where it's like, what am I trying to make someone feel? And then once I've figured that out, then it's just, a plug in, oh, this one can go here, this can go here. So I really enjoy it. I wrote a song earlier today, and it was the same idea. It was like, what do I want to write about? I don't know. So it took me an hour to figure out, okay, this is what this song's about. This is how it makes me feel. And then it's a little bit easier. I'm sure you probably find that the same way. Once you get the topic, you're like, all right, we're good. We're good. Let's run.
Yeah, I can totally do that. So what's up with the songs about IKEA? I love those Sweet meatballs.
So I just thought it was funny on our first EP. I was just trying to we were thinking up song names, and I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. So, not all those who wander are lost is from Lord of the Rings, and I was playing around with it. And I said, not all those who wander are lost, but can anyone help me get the heck out of this IKEA? And that just really made me laugh. And so that was the full song title, and then we lowered it down to Lost in IKEA. And when Bree joined the band, she was like, "Oh, so you guys love IKEA? You go all the time and stuff?" And we were like, "No, I've never been to IKEA. I have now. Bree took us, but then it just became a funny thing for us, where we're lost in IKEA. IKEA Strikes Back, and we're gonna have to have some IKEA song in the next EP to complete the trilogy.
Yep.
Maybe Revenge of IKEA. That could be a good one.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I have a bunch of like goofy songs like evading taxes, food poisoning. Um, we have a song called Our Bass Player Sucks.
What's your bass player think of that song?
He wrote it.
He
Okay.
helped write the lyrics.
Well, he basically wrote
It was his idea, right?
it was his idea. He wrote like half of the lyrics. So
That's
It's-
pretty good.
it's because like he's not a good bass player because he was originally a classical guitar player and he's like been playing for under a year. So
He'll get better. But that's a good song title. My favorite one's probably "The Water Temple is filled with my tears, and now I'm drowning in sorrow." It's probably my favorite song title of all of them.
nice. So have any of you guys like gone cliff diving?
Yes, all of us have. I don't know if Bree has. I think she has. She says she has some cliffs in Branson, outside of Branson, Missouri. I believe her. I do. But the rest of us, there's a lake outside of, it's also called Grand Lake, that has 50-foot cliffs. So we've all jumped off those a couple times.
Sounds
But
fun.
it's a ton of fun. You feel like you're flying for half a second.
Well, like, wait, you said it's like 40 feet up?
Yeah.
Well, you can't really like die. The lake's deep, I assume, right?
Not so much an actual dive, more just of a jump off a cliff.
Well,
if we're
yeah,
being
it's
if we're
rough.
being technical, just to be safe. Yeah, you never want to dive when you can't see the bottom. That's a good way to not come back up. So
Mhm.
I
But
I
wait,
think I was gonna say cliff diver is more like metaphorical for me, where it's like we've jumped off the cliffs of life and hit the bottom, and now we're telling you about it, so you don't have to do the same thing. So we've already cliff dove for you. You don't have to do it too.
yeah. So, how deep was that lake? I mean, it has to be pretty deep for you to not die and break your legs.
Yeah, I mean, I've no idea. It could have been 10 feet, could have been 20 feet, could have been 30 feet, could have been 500 feet. I didn't really want, I don't like being underwater in lakes. I have to be on top of the water. You never know what's down there because the water's so green in Oklahoma.
Mhm.
So, we have these giant alligator gar. So I don't want to see them if they're down there. So I'll just assume that it's deep enough. Other people are jumping off it. It's probably fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We should do that sometime if we find a deep enough lake. I would totally do that.
Maybe.
There is a deep enough lake. 100% I would do that.
It's a ton of fun. It really is. You just fling yourself out into the empty space.
Is Joey a bad influence?
Maybe.
No, but you have to do it in a safe environment with adults and people ready to perform CPR and or for first aid. Yeah,
Yep.
Thanks.
safety first. Safety first.
So, for those wanting to check out your band, what song do you recommend they listen to first?
I would say probably Going for the Garbage Plate's a good one from our last album. It's a good kind of what Cliffdiver's about type song. New Vegas Bombs, another good kind of introduction to the band. Probably my favorite from the last album was Wood, though. It's a little heavier, a little more electronica, and we have a hardcore breakdown where Bree screams her soul out, and it's incredible. So maybe that one, Wood, though. Yeah, try that one on.
Uh, are you wait? Do you do screaming vocals too, or is just singing?
No, I yell. I'd say I yell more than I scream. I don't know how to scream. Like I can't do the that whole thing. I can't do it on. I've tried since I was your age. Can't do it. So I can yell really loud, and I do that a lot. Sometimes in the moment, I'll get that adrenaline spike and be able to scream perfectly, but I can never replicate it. So I have no idea. But I
Yeah,
mainly yell, and Bree yells sometimes, and our old saxophone player yelled a lot too back in the day. So
yeah. I cannot like sing, but I can scream pretty well.
see, it's one or the other. As long as you do one of them, you're fine.
Yep.
Even if you can only like kind of sing and scream really well, or like in my case, kind of sing and kind of scream really well, it works out. It all works
Well,
out.
I can't really like just sing like at all. Like my pitch is like way off whenever I try to sing.
You should. There's a ton of YouTube guys. Who's the guy I'm thinking of? Jeff Rolka is his name, Rolka, and he does a bunch of really like free singing lessons that helps with like tonality and all that kind of stuff. So if you ever want to get better, it's free. It's on YouTube. Jeff Rolka. He's helped
I'll
me
look
a
it up.
ton. He'll help just like because if you don't know how to sing, you can't say you can't sing if you never learn the technique. You know what I mean? So he'll help teach you that technique, and then if you still can't sing, then that's okay too.
Yep. So what was the first punk show you attended, and how old were you?
The first punk show I attended was probably the closest thing to it was Since Fail back when I was like 14, I think. So
Nice.
yeah, yeah, I wasn't allowed to go to shows a lot when I was younger, unless they were like church shows. So I mean, I thought DC Talk was pretty punk when I saw them back when I was like 7. They were pretty hardcore rock and roll for me at the time. So maybe DC Talk, but for sure since this fail. And then that same year is when I fell in love with punk rock and saw Sub 41 and saw Green Day and a bunch of other, really great AFI back in the day. It was incredible. It was a great time for punk and screamo and all that kind of stuff.
Nice. So what's your favorite place you've toured in?
That's a hard question. Probably Asbury Park, New Jersey. I think is probably my favorite place. They have a really cool boardwalk right on the ocean. A bunch of scenes from the show Sopranos was filmed there, and that's one of my favorite shows. So it's really cool to get to hang out there. But at the end of the pier, there's a dog beach, like just for dogs, and it's the closest thing to heaven I think I've ever seen. Just hundreds of dogs running in the waves. So that's probably my favorite place. Or Santa Cruz, California is also a really cool city. They have an and they also have a really nice boardwalk. I think maybe I'm just a boardwalk guy. Anywhere I can walk along the ocean on like a wooden boardwalk with arcade games, I'm happy. Pretty simple guy.
Do you guys play the Stone Pony in Asbury Park?
Not yet. Not yet. We played all the other like bigger clubs there, Asbury Lanes and the Wonder Bar and some basement I can't remember the name of, but not Stone Pony yet. That's the goal. The goal is to play Stone Pony.
Nice. We haven't played a beach yet, but we're playing Rehoboth Beach in Delaware in September. Do you know Rehoboth Beach?
I don't even know where Delaware is, if I'm being honest. I know it's on the East Coast by Connecticut and stuff.
Yeah, it's in between Maryland and New Jersey. If you want to drive,
That's right.
well,
That's right.
drive through PA, but if you want to drive from Baltimore to New Jersey, you go through Delaware.
That's right. I have been to Delaware. We've driven through Delaware.
Yeah,
And no, but I would love to know more about Delaware. I would like to be a Delawarean. Is that what it is? Are you
yeah.
Delawareans?
Um, yeah, if you guys drive through, you can crash with us. We have open space, and we always have bands stay. Keep Flying stay here. They've done that a couple times.
Oh heck yeah. That would
Yeah.
be awesome. We could play Magic the Gathering.
But you play Magic?
Oh yeah. Whole band does. Almost the whole band does.
Did you know that I played Magic the Gathering somehow?
Nope. I could just sense. I could just sense that you were cool like that.
You can
No, we
sense on the third.
we play Commander all the time on tour.
Nice.
Usually people are too tired, but every once in a while we'll get a good 4 a.m. game in. So yeah, we all love Magic. I assumed by your band, the songs I've kind of checked out that you're a Magic fan.
I got this sick shirt.
That is a sick shirt.
Yeah, on tour because we're going on tour this upcoming weekend.
I mean, I have within reach from where I am, I have hundreds of Magic cards just from right next to where I am right now.
I
That
don't know. They're in my room somewhere.
I mean, dude, come on. I'm about that life. I'll
Yep.
slap all day.
This is
All right.
this is one of our set lists. It's not written yet, but this is the Great Lakes tour. It's
That's cool.
Erie, PA at a skate park, at a festival called Pug Fest the next day, and then we're playing at a skate shop.
Oh, you're playing Pugfest? I know Pugfest.
Have you guys ever played?
No, but a lot of my friends have. It's pretty cool. That's awesome, man.
Nice.
All right, here's an interview question for you. What's your favorite thing about being in a band?
I think it was dad's. I love these are my dad's, but yeah, I have a ton. Probably just I don't know, probably getting to play shows in front of people and getting to travel.
That's my favorite thing too.
Nice.
I love meeting new people. I love making new friends. I love seeing things I've never seen before. I didn't get to travel a lot when I was younger because I was in the army and I was a young dad. But now that I've got to do the band, I get to travel all over. And some of the best things are just seeing something that you've never seen before. Whether it's a road in backcountry Texas or, the biggest gas station in America. You're like, this is cool. You get to explore and have adventures. And it's the best. It really is.
Yep. Did I say that me and the guitarist of World of Chaos will play like Magic on tour and stuff?
No, but that's awesome.
She's the only one that thinks it isn't boring.
I said on stage a couple times, I've been like, you guys who all plays Magic the Gathering? And then people will raise their hand, I'll be like, and the rest of you are nerds. How's that feel? We've turned the tables. Magic is cool. And I'll just laugh at all the cool kids. Because who cares?
We played in North Carolina and there was this band, what are they called? I don't know. Fault Reset, I think they were called. Like a death metal band. And they said, who here plays Magic? And they said, this song's called I don't remember what it was called, but it was about Phyrexia.
I'm trying to get them to let us write an EP that's just about Magic the Gathering.
That's a good
5
idea.
songs. Each song is about a different color, right? So then you have all 5 Magic colors, and the ideas and the lyrics will change for each color. I'm pumped on it. That's my idea. Don't take it. That's my idea. I said it. There's proof here. You can't steal my Magic the Gathering EP.
I won't.
All right.
Make it about different sets.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Make some dope set ones. Like this one's about Exodia. But I mean that's Yu-Gi-Oh! I was just kidding.
Yeah, you get the colors, I get the sets.
Done. Easy. You can write all the life gain songs you want, man. I'm all about it.
Yep. But yeah, you guys should come play Delaware sometime. Whenever you're touring next, it's cool here.
I would love to. I want to play in every state. I really do. And we've never played in Delaware. We've played all around Delaware, but never in Delaware. What? I couldn't even name you a city in Delaware.
Wilmington is the biggest one, and then Dover's the capital.
Oh, Dover. Yeah, I've been to Dover. Duh. Obviously, we've driven through Dover. It was nice. It's a pretty. I
Yeah.
like I like that whole area. Like it's some of the most beautiful area of the country, right around Pennsylvania, and you get the rolling hills, and Virginia's right in there, and it's just Appalachia. It's
It's
awesome.
it's right around Pennsylvania. That's probably Wilmington you're thinking of, because Dover's
That's
like a little more south.
that's probably we've driven probably 100,000 miles in the last 3 years around America. So I can't remember everywhere we've been.
Do you know how many states you guys have been to? Played?
We've played in at least 30, I think.
Nice.
I think that sounds correct. I could go through them all, but that doesn't make for a good podcast episode. If I'm like, well, have you ever played North Dakota? But yeah, I think somewhere around 30. I mean, we've driven through most of them because we've had to make all kinds of crazy trips, especially when we played Sad Summer and shows with Hot Mulligan in between Sad Summer dates. There were some where we'd have to drive like overnight and take all these weird routes to get to the next city. But I mean, it's a ton of fun too. I get to sleep a lot in the van, so I can't complain.
Yep, I'm pretty sure at the end of this year we will have played 14 states.
That's awesome, man.
I can
Y-
count real quick. Do you mind?
Go for it.
Alright. Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Is that all we've played so far? Then yeah, so that's 8. Am I missing something? Oh, New York. We've played New York. Yeah, that's 9. Then in this upcoming weekend we're playing Ohio and Michigan. That'll get us to 11. Then in September we're doing Tennessee and Illinois. That'll
Heck,
be
yeah.
13. I might be missing one. I don't know.
That's still awesome. I
Yeah,
mean, you're getting out there. You're
so
you're making good moves.
it's great that we have all these opportunities and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. But it's also great that you have the ability and you have the support from your families that let you do this at such a young age. Not everybody's parents would be like, heck yeah, we're going to Massachusetts to play some rock and roll. So
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, and I'm also homeschooled, and so is the bass player. So we don't really. So yeah, we're both homeschooled, so we don't really have much of a schedule. Except he has a job, but it's not really like full time. I don't think.
No, he could miss.
Yeah, he could miss it. He just doesn't get paid. And then our drummer, his parents are fine with him missing school for touring, so that's fine. But our guitarist, she's like school's like really important to her and her family, so they she isn't able to go on tour during the school year.
Sure, that's understandable.
Yeah, unless it's on a weekend.
Yeah, weekend runs are awesome. I love a good weekend run.
Yeah, they're really fun. Um, yeah, we've done a couple weekends. Have we? Wait, we might have only done 3 so far.
I think so.
Yeah, because we've done one in December, then one in January, and then we're doing one. So we've only done 2, but starting tomorrow, we're doing another one.
Let's go.
Yeah,
That's so much fun, dude.
it's gonna be awesome. So I think you have a son about my age. Is he into your kind of music?
Yeah, I have a son, Dallas. He's turning 13 next week, and he loves Cliffdiver. Luckily, I'm very thankful that he likes the band. It would be terrible if he didn't. That would just eat me up inside if he was like, turn this trash off. So it's great. He's sang with us on stage 4 or 5 times now. He'll come out like when we opened for Hot Mulligan a couple times, and at Kane's Ballroom, which is our big venue in Tulsa. He's come out and sang with us, and he loves it. He's a performer. You know, he performed in front of, I think it was like 1,200 people, and I was like, "Were you nervous?" And he was like, "No, being a rock star, that's family business." And I was like, "Yes, it is. Yes, it is."
Does he play any instruments?
He does. He's a percussionist in band, and he can play the piano really well. And we're learning guitar. We don't love guitar yet, but we're getting there.
Nice. You should like start a band with him.
That's the plan. Eventually, yeah, we want to play music together. It's I love just listening to him play piano, so I'd love to get to a place where we were writing music together. Then we could have my dog be in the band somehow, right, Charlie?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen like on like America's Got Talent or something. There was like a dog singer. So
That would be cool.
the owner would play piano and the dog would like howl on key. It was crazy.
My dog is too lazy to do that. I wish he would learn some skills that would help me pay the rent, but instead he just eats all my food
Yeah.
and sheds all over my couch. But you win some, you lose some.
I don't think my dog's too lazy for that. I just think he's too dumb for that.
Sure. But I mean, it'd be nice to be a kind of dumb dog, right? Life is good.
That's
You don't
true.
have to worry about much. You're just kind of chilling. I would love that in my life. I would love not to be self-aware.
But yeah, so I play with my dad sometimes. Like we'll jam in the basement, and also he was in a band called The Dividing Line, but they stopped playing like I don't know, a couple years fly, a couple of years ago. And they're doing a just a reunion show in August, and I'm playing guitar for that, so I'm stoked for that.
That is super cool. That's like a really special moment. I bet your dad's super excited about that.
Yep. I mean, we've played together before, because he's in a band called Thought Control, and I was playing bass in that for a little bit. We went to the UK. That was really fun. We went to Texas. So,
I would love to go to the UK. We haven't been over there yet.
have you guys been overseas at all?
Well, we played Canada. We oh, there's my dog is attacking me. Hello, Charlie. Thank you. I'm doing an interview, bud. Thank you. Yeah, we played Toronto and Montreal, so that was pretty cool. But we're trying to go to England, Ireland, Scotland, all that kind of stuff. Japan's a big goal of ours. So hopefully soon we'll get to be international.
We're trying to go to Europe next summer because we have what like $2,000 saved up right now because all of our shows like take all the money we make and just put it into an account.
Sure.
And
And they don't pay gas.
yeah.
That helps. Or hotel rooms.
Yeah, when your parents.
Well,
cover it.
it's because a lot of times we'll stay at people's houses and also dad has Marriott points, so
Sure.
yeah.
That's always helpful.
Yeah.
I wish I could also tour with my parents, but it's not working out yet. It'd be nice not to pay for gas or food. That would be really nice on the road.
We don't even do you pay for our food?
I pay for yours. Everybody's parents give them money.
Yeah.
That's the advantage of having good parents. Yeah, you're in a great situation, my friend.
I am.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, you cherish it because eventually you'll be out here going, can I eat today or do I need to pay my bills back home? I don't know. We'll figure it out as the day goes on.
So would you rather fight 10 100-year-olds or 100 10-year-olds?
10 100-year-olds for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm winning that fight. Here's the thing with 110-year-olds, that's so much unpredictable energy that you don't know what could happen, right? And they have limitless amount of energy to attack me with. 10 100-year-olds, you just get in isolation 1v1 situations. They're not that fast, right? So I can isolate, get in there 1-2 and get out. I feel confident about those odds.
Yeah, that's not a very great question.
I'm here to answer any of the questions you have. So I don't believe in violence, necessarily. So I would give them all hugs. I'd rather hug 10 100-year-olds, not fight. Fighting's bad.
They came up with these questions in like 2023.
Oh yeah, because we made this script like all these questions. We made them like 2 years ago.
I think it's great. It's a great question. The people want to know.
I mean, I feel like most people are gonna pick 10, 100-year-olds because like 110-year-olds, I feel like they're just gonna like, what is this? I'm like,
They'll overwhelm you. It's gonna happen. There's too many of them. Too many unpredictable variables.
well, yeah. All right. Well, if you could tell your 13-year-old self anything at all, what would you tell him?
It gets better. It really does. And all these things that you think are so important right now, you won't remember when you're older. And all the things that hurt really, really bad, and you think that you're never going to get past, are flashes of a memory, like tears in the rain. They're just gone. So just do your best to be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. And above all, stop caring what anyone else thinks about you and the things that make you happy. Go forward with boldness and courage and love and patience, and the whole world's your oyster. That's what I tell him. I tell my 13-year-old that all the time, and he doesn't listen. That's what kids do, though. It's the best.
That's good advice. Is it storming or something out there? I
Yep.
think I just saw like a lightning flash.
Yep.
Heck yeah, I wish it was storming here. It's too hot. We need a little storm.
Yeah.
I wish it rained here all the time. I would love for it to rain all the time. I'd live in Seattle, but it's too expensive.
Wait, does it snow in Tulsa in the winter?
Yeah, sometimes we get quite a bit of snow. We get more ice than snow. We get a lot of ice, and we've had ice storms where everything's just coated in like an inch of ice, and it's crazy. But it gets more like it's bitter cold in Oklahoma because we have such high wind because we're a prairie. So for the most part, we're pretty flat. So we'll get like it'll be 14 degrees outside and 40-mile-an-hour wind with a negative wind chill, and it's like negative 18 degrees outside with the wind chill, and it's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible.
That's crazy.
But we have really nice falls for like 2 weeks.
We have, I mean, it snows pretty pretty much,
Twice a year.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think we got like 3 last year maybe. Well,
I think we're probably around that same thing. Like we'll have like one good snow day where it sticks. It'll snow, just snow like 10 times probably.
to us too, we had like, I think I tried like whenever it snows, I'll build like, so I'll make a tiny snowball and then I'll just roll it in the snow and eventually it'll get huge. So I'll do that a lot, but like it just would not work like twice, and then eventually it did work because the snow was sticking. So
There's nothing better than a good snow day. Even as an adult, I just love it. You love waking up, looking outside, and going, yes.
yeah,
Like,
I used to have like a trampoline, and it was snowing, and I was jumping on the trampoline while it was snowing, which is a great idea, I know.
sure, sure.
And when it wasn't snowing, I would like just like stand on the edge of the trampoline and just jump off into the grass. But it was snowing, and I was like, "Oh, this is totally isn't a bad idea." And I slipped, and I hit my head on the trampoline and fell onto the ground. And I was like, "Yeah,
That sounds exactly like what would happen if you jump on the trampoline in the snow.
yeah, it was a great idea."
But it's fun. I've done it. There's something special with the snow bounces too.
Yeah,
It's great.
well, I think the bad idea was jumping off the edge.
Yeah, that was probably not your best call, but
That
that's
like,
the point of being young.
that was a great idea.
I've had a lot of great ideas over the years when I was your age, so you'll be fine.
So, anything to add before we wrap it up?
I just want to say, like, what a pleasure it is to get to do this and to say, sorry that it didn't happen earlier. I meant to do it, and then I got depressed and then didn't do anything. So when I saw a Warp Tour, I was like, yes, the universe has declared it. It is time. We're going to do this podcast. So I just want to say thanks for having me on. I love podcasts. I love talking to people. I think you're doing a great job. I think that you're awesome. I think that your band rules. And I think that I wish that I was half as cool as you are when I was your age, because I definitely was not. So I just want to say thanks first. And second, Yeah, Cliffdiver coming to a city near you soon. Follow us on social, Cliffdiver OK everywhere. We like to say it's because we're from Oklahoma, not because we're mid. And that usually gets a pretty good laugh on stage. So Bree steals it sometimes. That's all right though. So just check us out. We got new music coming and come see us live because that's what we're best at. And listen to your parents whenever you can because your mom is super cool and she knows what's up.
Yep.
But thanks for having me. No, this has been a blast, man. You're doing a great job. You truly, you're an awesome dude.
We'll come see you guys whenever you tour around the area. So
Yeah, we'll be back. I'm sure of it. Hopefully, one of these days we can rip a show together. That would be dope.
that'd be awesome.
We'll have to get a little heavier, but
Yep.
that's okay. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Played like not heavy builds before.
Yeah, crossover. You can play with anything.
Yeah, with
Hey, mixed bills is where it's at. We're the same way. We can play with anybody.
with
So-
with crossover, like crossover thrash is what we are. You can play with hardcore bands, you can play with punk bands, you can play with metal bands, you can play with pop punk bands. It doesn't matter. You can play with anything.
You play with anybody. That's the whole thing. Be versatile. Be able to play any show. That's what Cliffdiver likes to do too. So a lot of respect, man. And I hope to see you in Delaware soon.
Awesome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yep. Thanks to Joey for joining me today, and thanks to all you for watching and listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Until next week, bye.